Hi everybody, it's Courtney Starhart and I'm here with garden videos. Today it's time to take a tour of the garden. I think we have a tour guide. Over here is the view from the back patio where you can see the herbs coming up in the spiral, and we're going to get a little bit closer. I love this open air patio where we can sit a couple of seasons of the year. And down here you can see the beginnings of the flower patio that's going to be right off the back deck. Hopefully we'll get a lot of action with butterflies and birds and all kinds of things. It's really fun to be able to sit on the porch and watch all that but not get eaten by mosquitoes. So all of those wildflowers and zinnias that are brightly colored and will attract pollinators are going to be right there. So coming out here, we can see how I've carved out a little pattern and put some stones down so that we have a walkway. Over here are some little sedums that I'm going to plant all over the place in these cracks and over by the vegetable garden. This is the tomato experiment that actually totally worked. You can see right there that we really just took a tomato and, let it get a little bit past ripe and smushed it up and spread those seeds around, and what do you know? Those look like tomatoes to me. So that was a total success. That was a wonderful tip. And I would recommend that you look up that video. I'll put a link to it, where a gentleman grows tomatoes just from little tomatoes he got at the store. They have to be non-GMO, of course. Down here we have some arugula coming up, which is a really great thing to see. And we're also going to have plenty of wildflowers in this bed, and I threw down the seed for creeping thyme to see if we could kind of make a bed of thyme kind of expand from there and grow. Wow. Milky, can you get down? Get down. That's just silly. She's an attention hog. She's a chronic attention hog. Alright, we'll talk about Milky for a second, right? Anyway, here we go. Back to the garden. And there's a little volunteer lettuce. One of the great things about having lots of seeds is that they get scattered and they kind of land wherever they want to grow. Over here, I I scattered about a bunch of seeds for lettuce, because I like to have lettuce right outside the back door so we can make salads. And there are little bulbs that we planted in spring. Over here we got some wonderful volunteers from our compost. Looks to me to be the children of a butternut squash that we really enjoyed. So I'm always careful, like I say, to put some of the seeds from the things I love into the garden. And that's another really good reason to get non-GMO or heirloom, everything organic, because you can throw that into your garden and you can have more. This right here should be arugula, and it is. And that's doing really, really well. You can see all kinds of things coming up here. My favorite thing back here is peas. I put up this same chicken wire that we used for the garden. I just tacked it onto a couple of old boards. Oh, and good news here. Our friends, the spinach, yeah, they're up. They like this cool weather, so I think it's probably important to get them down early. So those peas will have something to climb up now. We've got this garden going over here. And I'd like to point out that we have a bunch of sunflowers coming up over here. They're doing really well. And those are going to be Russian mammoths. So they'll be very tall and very colorful. And we're going to keep on planting row after row of them all the way through the season, because they cycle pretty fast once they get big. Over here, we have the straw bales. And I have turned them right side up so that the open part, the little sucker part, can absorb water. I poured mushroom spores on there, and I'm still deliberating about what to do as far as adding either nitrogen, which seems to me any chemical is probably bad, so I'm reluctant to do that. I think blood meal will probably get it. We're supposed to cook this, or like quickly decompose it. So I scurried over to the store and got it the other day because I knew it was going to be raining for a few days. And that way I don't have to stand out here with a hose every day. We can check and see, like, how far down is this really actually moist. It's not really moist very far down, so I sure hope it keeps on raining for a while. We're going to take some of this special compost and manure blend, and we're going to put that into here once they're cooked. And then we will put our plants in. I'm actually just going to put little seeds in here and see what happens. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can make this thing look like a chia pet. I bet if I can get seeds for arugula into the sides here, that this whole thing is going to fill up like mad with arugula and whatever other greens. I could put some spinach seed in there. Yum, yum. This right here, we've turned the clumps of stuff that we pulled out of the ground upside down, but that chickweed is really persistent. So instead of trying to kill it off, which is kind of a waste of time, I'm just going to put it down here and tuck it in there. And we're going to encourage it to grow on the outside direction there, rather than trying to kill it off. Plus, we like to eat it and it's pretty. So here we go. Those are the straw bales. Can't wait to see these looking like chia pets, right? Oh yeah, and in here, where I pulled that chickweed out, we're going to plant our root vegetables. I believe that the soil here is going to be really good for root veggies, and that we don't necessarily need the bales. We'll take these little bricks over here, and we'll make little borders for those beds. Right here is our mugwort. There are 4 mugwort plants in the yard, and those are wonderful plant allies, so we'll keep tabs on them. Ooh, it's chilly and it's starting to rain. Here we go over here to the herb spiral. Oh, here's the sunflowers from outside. These are the biggest so far. They're doing really well. And here are some lettuces and everything mixed in with the zinnias, which I thought would be a really nice idea, because when the heat of the sun in high summer comes on, those ones over there will have a little bit of shade from those zinnias, and it's possible that they'll do really well. These over here are in full sun. See what happens. Of course, I had to put some roses in, and that's doing really nicely. That will creep up at a certain point and kind of cover that funky little pipe there. And also, it'll be beautiful to smell those roses sitting on the porch. On the herb spiral here, it's really an herb circle. Around the edges, on the outside of the circle, we have wildflowers that are a northeast blend. So these are native to the area. They won't be invasive, and they will be, you know, acclimatized basically. Along the pathway here, I did put lettuces, because I thought that bright green color is really pretty, and they're coming up nicely. And here we have our cilantro is coming up. Here's a mint plant. And then we have various herbs planted all the way around the spiral. And they're all starting to come up. Some weeds in there too. We'll pull out the most invasive ones and throw them in soup or something. Espinacas mexicanas. I think that's what these are. I'm hoping that would be nice. Frankly, this looks like grass. It really worries me. Grass is the worst stuff in the whole world. I gotta tell you, you can't eat it. People dump a lot of chemicals on it. And instead we could be growing wonderful things that we can eat. Here's my Melissa. That's one of my favorite plants. Melissa is a wonderful herb. It's mint family, and it just grows like crazy. Once it's established, it'll even kind of take over the grass, which is a good thing. So here it is. There's a keyhole formation, which we put in there so that we can access the herbs all around the spiral. And this is a quick and easy gardening job. I mean, it still probably took like 100 hours of work, and it'll be work all summer long, but I don't know if it's work or if it's joy. And you can eat it, so technically I'm making money in the backyard. Oh, hello, rosemary. There we go. Oh, little lily of the valley there. Okay, that's it for the garden tour. Happy day. I think it's pretty good looking.